Alright, well, here's the GK 200MB. It's a mid-1980s. I'm not sure exactly what year, but this is on eBay, and tomorrow night will be the end of the auction. Okay, we're just going to run through some basic stuff just for the functionality, show you that the amp works fine and the speaker's in great shape. I'm just going to pluck around some stuff. Like I say, I'm basically a guitarist, but you know, I'll thump around a little bit. So that's the master is just not quite 12 o'clock. I've got the channel volume pretty far down. It's only about 10 o'clock there. There's plenty of room left to I'll plug in the Fender cabinet in a minute, but that's just the GK by itself so far. Here's the chorus. So that's the chorus sound. The limiter's on, and you'll see it's lit there. If you back off the bottom end, so you know it's basically to squash the peaks. But here's with it off. But I keep the limiter on, sure, why not? I've got 60 hertz up here, about 11. Here's 250 hertz, 1.1K that way, 4K is that way, so it's low to high. And I've got my bass, which by the way is a cheap Fender Squier. It's got Seymour Duncan pickups in it, and it's also got one of these fat fingers on it, which is kind of cool. It does work. It adds some sustain, but other than that, there's not. So that's actually with my tone knob up on the guitar, and here's with a pick. Some guys would like that sound a lot more, but personally I like to back the volume or the tone knob off actually. But the cool thing is about this amp is you can run the direct outputs from the back with mic cables into a mixer or a recording console and record direct into the recording console, as well as sticking a mic in front of it. So pretty much covered everything on the front panel, and be with you in a second. Alright, I've got the 1965 Fender basement cabinet plugged in. This is not part of the sale, but I believe this amp has 85 watts in it, and it does sound pretty big. So that's, I don't know if you can tell on this mic or not, but it's, you know, thumping pretty good. You know, as I say, I prefer this Fender cabinet basically on my guitar. But this little GK will definitely put up plenty of volume unless you're in a really extremely loud band. And if you're that loud, then I'd say probably an Ampeg V4B with 610s and 9 trillion watts and 6 power tubes, you know, would be the way to go for a whole lot more money. But anyway, this is a real versatile little amp. So there we have it. Here we are. We have a GK 200MB vintage micro bass amp for sale, combo. It's got a 112-inch speaker in it, and this video is to demonstrate the functions and everything works on it. It's got a new speaker in it. It was replaced several years ago. The original speaker had dry rot in it, and I got it used and used it a handful of times. Ended up putting a new speaker in it, and I believe it's an Eminence. I'm going to check the codes on it, but this video is to demonstrate the functionality of the front panel, of course, the EQ and limiter, voicing filters, contour, etc. It's got direct outs, microphone cables. You run out to a mixing board, and anyway, it's a good sound. But the good news is that this is a practice amp. Basically, you can use it on lower volume gigs. You know, it's got a direct out. It's got two of them actually. It's got a dry and a wet signal. You can run two lines out into a PA mixer and run it through your mains and use this. Some people would even sit it on a chair close by, use this for a stage monitor as is, and then just really pump up the signal through the mains, the PA mains. And I've done that before, and it really sounds good that way. As well as if you want to run a bigger cabinet on stage along with it, you could do that. It's also got an effects loop, send and return. By the way, you might enjoy some of my other videos I've got on YouTube. They're all based on the Fender Showman bullet hole amp. I demonstrate several vintage pedals. I've sold most of them that I've made videos of. But if you go to YouTube and in the search box go to Fender Showman bullet hole amp, you'll see a lot of the videos I've done, and including the Fender amp that I restored and sold actually. But anyway, just thought I'd let you know that, so thanks a lot.